Koter here with another video in the FMP educational series. Today, I'll be sharing strategies to improve design and ensure your students perform with more confidence earlier in the season. Whether your marching band performs at halftimes only or you're designing a show for state championships, the goal is the same: entertain the audience by generating effect. Regardless of venue, the best way to generate effect is through clarity. An extremely clear written product leads to increased student understanding and ultimately more effective communication. The pandemic has no doubt complicated instruction and design, so choose your program now for what you know. Edit the product as much as you can before the students begin learning. Then continue detailing it until your last performance. Check out John Fannon's video on show selection. I'll be concentrating on what you can do with your musical program once you have it in hand. Professional recordings always sound great, but the key is tailoring the music even more when possible. That process starts with analyzation of the score. Start with the obvious, the arranger's intent and emotional imagery. Grasping that will reveal visual opportunities. Take note of pacing, variety, and contrast. Where are the moments that will generate an audience response? Any problematic areas in technique, range, or voicing? Is there a clear and consistent phrase and articulation direction? Note scoring and expression markings to ensure even the most subtle moments can be realized in a stadium. Content is the complexity. Achievement is the realization of that content and should be rewarded. Look for what I refer to as dumb hard areas, where once students perfect it, it goes unrewarded. Perhaps you alter those things now for clarity, effectiveness, and so you can concentrate on things that will be more rewarded by judges and your audience. There's often too much going on when adding the percussion score to the wins. 3 additional writers with 3 separate interpretations might have penned the battery, pit, and electronic score. Scrutinize the entire percussion score in relation to the wind arranger's intent. Look at density, especially during softer dynamic areas and woodwind-only moments. Thin or eliminate percussion voices now, and pay attention especially to the bass drums, as that is often the biggest culprit. Imagine a lower woodwind groove in the style of Tower of Power, also doubled by filled basses, timpani, synthesizer, and marimbas. The doublings in that low frequency area could definitely cloud the intended effect. There are plenty of ways percussion can elevate the overall effectiveness without constantly doubling of existing wind voices and/or existing wind rhythms. Trust your instincts on appropriateness. Once you have digested the score and make your notes, it's time to R2D2. Revise for your players, reduce for clarity and contrast, detail for communication consistency, and delete to make the obvious stand out. If you want something to be noticed on top of an ice cream sundae, make sure there's not too many other things around it. Hope that makes sense. Here are just a few of the things that can be done now to enhance sooner. Eliminating confusion starts with balance and is more often a density issue than a dynamic issue. Again, thin out or eliminate. Don't be afraid to rescore something for visual opportunities, provided the overall musical integrity remains intact. Sometimes a musical phrase can work in less time, at least for you, so reducing counts may work. Conversely, adding counts to exaggerate a moment can generate even more response. An example of this might be a culmination or a resolution. Trust your instincts in this regard. It's more difficult to add phrasing and articulation direction after the students have learned it, so include it now and learn it slow and methodically. There is a popular carpenter saying, measure twice, cut once. That same principle can be applied to the product you ask your students to perform. Remember, musical clarity leads to increased effectiveness. Score detailing in the early stages ensures entertaining audiences sooner, even with less rehearsal time. Good luck, and as always, reach out to the folks at Fannin Music for all your marching band needs.